Hello and welcome back to my 911-996 journey. Let's go for a drive. Now, if you thought that owning a classic sports car was sunshine coastal drives, admiring glances, and good times only, you might be wrong. One of the little gremlins, which has been bothering me for about a week now, is the lack of a working horn, especially driving around metropolitan Melbourne, where, you're surrounded by dickheads. People in big SUVs and sensors telling them when something's in their blind spot. It is honestly a little terrifying not being able to have a voice on the roads, whether it's, letting someone know that they're drifting into your lane or cutting you off entirely. Even letting someone know that they can have way it's a little stressful. So one of the things I'm very keen to get fixed, and it's a legal requirement for roadworthy as well, is the lack of a working horn. So this is what happens when I try and press the horn. Nothing. So yeah, no beeping, no tooting, nothing at all. I have to beep myself, and I can't beep loud enough for this beautiful car on the roads. I thought it was as simple as a fuse, and it seemed to be at first glance. I opened the fuse box up, which is located in the driver's footwell on the right hand side, checked the fuse map, and upon pulling it out, the fuse was blown. Whoop, there we go. You can see that guy is indeed busted. So, a quick trip to the auto shop, $1 whole later, and a shiny new fuse. I thought all my problems were solved. Look at that, we have a horn. Here we go, and it's a cute little horn. I was actually so confident, in fact, that I filmed the whole thing. I turned the camera off. I was like, I've never been more proud of myself in my life. So there you go, it was the simplest thing, and we're back in business. Amazing. And as I was reversing back into the garage, turned the steering wheel, and the horn just went crazy. It was blaring. Every time I touched the steering wheel, it was just going off. Sitting there trying to figure out what was going on. I've obviously fixed the horn, but maybe a little bit too well. My neighbours come over, they're wondering what the ruckus is about. They thought they had a delivery driver or something there for them. So I got the car in the garage, turned it off, quickly unplugged the fuse, got back on the internet. I got onto Renless and discovered a post about the issue, sort of 996, 997 sensitivity, they called it. What it turns out is more likely the problem. And it's something that happens pretty often with these 4-spoke steering wheels. That is a steering wheel that has 4 spokes. So if you count your steering wheel and there are 4 spokes, watch out for this. But like most older car issues, it seems to be a case of rubber bushings that are within the steering wheel wearing down over time, or even disintegrating, and allowing for contact between sort of the airbag frame and the horn, and it just sets everything off. And so it's a really common thing where you'd be turning a corner, going over a bump, or even touching the steering wheel, and your horn will go off. Mine seems to be particularly bad, and now that I look at the steering wheel, it does look visibly a bit sunken, and one of the things that did sort of stop it from going off was pulling the steering wheel centerpiece sort of up, and that addressed it. So the blog post also had a pretty detailed fix with photos. As soon as I got to disconnecting the airbag, I thought probably not something I want to be doing. I have a few good years left in me, and I'm not the disconnecting your airbag kind of guy. So I stopped. But if you're game, I'll link up the blog post and you can have a read, and if it ever comes your way, you can do it. It seems to be a case of, pretty much a socket wrench and a Torx driver getting in there and basically replacing the bushings either with foam, some sort of sealant, some sort of rubber, silicone, even washers to basically stop the 2 bits contact. I'm hopeful that is the issue that I have, because it's a 26-year-old car and it's understandable if some rubber parts have worn out. It is something that does happen in warmer climates as well. This car's from Japan, so it wouldn't have been that warm, but with time we all disintegrate. So I'm hopeful, because the next problem, and on the scale of classic car problems, is pretty bad, and that would be like a whole new airbag assembly, and that would have to come from Porsche and probably be quite expensive and not something fun that I want to do. But it needs to get fixed, so I am going to the Porsche doctor anyway to get all the other things looked at with the car and to get a bit of a post-purchase inspection done anyway. So I'm going to leave it to him. He's done a million of these. It's not a huge deal, and he should be able to get it sorted relatively quickly, and whilst he's doing everything else, it just makes sense. You know, a horn is one of those things that when you have it, you know, you can abuse it, but when you don't have it, you really do miss those legitimate times that you need it, and it is a safety thing here. You know, highway driving's one thing, but pretty much every time I take the car out now, there is at least one instance where you want to kind of go, hey, I'm here, or get the fuck out my lane, or, you know, don't reverse into me, I'm parked here. So I am keen to get it. It's not the loudest horn ever. When I did have it hooked up, it's not the loudest horn. It's kind of a cute horn. That's the plan for the horn. I can't push myself to do anything more on that. And yeah, I'll be back with an update from the mechanic when he goes over the whole car with a fine-tooth comb and basically puts together a quote of everything that makes sense to do whilst the engine is out. So, you know, whatever other things need to be done will be done, and the horn is just one of them. So yeah, I'll be back with an update when I have one, and hopefully your car horn works and you don't have to deal with it. But if you do, rest assured, like most things on these cars, it's either a relatively cheap fix, a kind of cheap fix, or catastrophically expensive fix. And we always hope for one of the first two. So fingers crossed. I'm quietly confident. I think, I have no basis for this thinking, but I think we're going to be good on this. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time.